Hi, in this lesson, we're going to take a look at XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP is a successor to VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and LOOKUP. And what it's going to do is help us find a value. We're going to look up a value and return a value somewhere in the same row. And this is the row we're going to work with. We're going to look up Freeman so that we can return his income. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start here in K4. We're going to go to our Formulas tab, and we are going to choose Lookup and Reference. We're going to scroll almost all the way to the bottom, and we'll see XLOOKUP. And when we click there, we get our function arguments, and there's a lot going on, but don't worry, that's why I'm here. The lookup value, that, of course, like we said, is Freeman. The lookup array, where is it we're going to find that value? That will be in this last name column. So we'll select the entire column. That's the array. Once we find that lookup value, what do we want to return? And that is going to be the income. So we will select, again, the entire column. Now, we have two optional fields. If not found, which is where we can enter in our own text. If it can't find this value, it's just going to return NA. And we'll look at that in a little bit. And match mode. We will also talk about that in just a little bit. By default, the match mode is exact match. It will look for an exact match. So let's click OK. And we see we have our value, 179,363. And when we scroll down, we see, in fact, it did return the right value. Now, let's go ahead. Let's change this. I'm going to delete Freeman. And I'm going to type in a name that I know is not in our list, Harris. And you see that it returned an NA, not available, because it can't find that value. And if we go open up our function arguments again, in the if not found field, I'm going to type something different. I'm simply going to type in not found, and when I click OK, it returns that. I like that a little bit better than just NA. It's a little bit clearer as to what's going on. Now, of course, I can change this to any value that I want. I will type in Austin because I know Austin is here. We can see Wendy Austin right there. So you see, it will work when I change those values. Now, let's go to a next worksheet here, grades, and we're going to look up and talk about the match type. We have an average grade here for our students, and we want to return the grade based on their score. So we're going to use XLOOKUP to do this for us. We're going to click here in the final column, select XLOOKUP, and our lookup value is the average grade, 93 in this case. Lookup array, where do we want to match this to? Where are we going to look for that value? We're going to look for that here in the score. Now you'll notice that there is no 93, and remember by default it's looking for an exact match. Return array, where is the value we want it to return? Once it finds that lookup value, that's going to be the grade. Now, we click OK, and you see NA, it couldn't find 93 in this column. So what we need to do is change the match mode. The match mode, by default, like I said, it looks for an exact match, or if you type in 0, it will give you an exact match. And see this, it can't return any values. Now, what we need to do is put in -1. -1 returns an A, and -1 will give us the exact match or the next smaller item. So that's what we want. Now, if we type in the number 1, that will give us an exact match or the next larger item. But we want the -1. We click OK, and we see it returned the A. So that's good. That's exactly what we wanted. Now, let's do one more. We're going to come over here to the parts page, and we're going to scroll down because I have a lot of data here. And I have one row highlighted again. It's this row here. We're going to look for this ID number for this part and return both the cost and the description at one time. We can do that also with XLOOKUP. We're going to start here in B2. We'll click on Lookup and Reference and put in our XLOOKUP. Our lookup value is the ID number. The lookup array is the ID column. We'll select the entire column. Then our return array, and this is where it's going to be a little bit different. Our return array, we're going to select both columns. That way it will return both of those values. All right. If not found and match mode are fine to be left alone. Let's go ahead and click OK. And we got this little message that says the formula has spilled over because it returned multiple values. And that's fine. That's exactly what we wanted. That's what we expected. So we'll see that indeed the cost was $2.40 and it is a QA transistor. And when we scroll on down, there it is. So now you know a little bit more about how to use XLOOKUP. That's it for this lesson. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.